What up, y'all? Talking about how YouTube pick and choose who they want to rock. Now, what I learned with this algorithm thing, when it comes to words, they say you could pick up words. That means there should be trigger words up here that you should or should not say during the course of time, or even content that should be allowed to see or whatever. So it picks up on all that. It picks up on pretty picture, it picks up on everything. So when we talk sometime within our language, we're actually painting pictures for people to understand. But what's important about how YouTube utilizes algorithm, per se, if you're trying to use it to get a point across, or you're trying to use it to show fashion, whatever you're projecting, it has to be necessary to fit the qualifications. Sometimes we think we're talking about a subject or content, and we use a manner in our voice that's just not comfortable, or we talk too loud, or maybe it's just not too many curses or whatever. So it acknowledges all that stuff. I want you to be mindful of the things you talk about, because recently I had a channel taken down. Now my channel was it wasn't really doing very well, but for me to put out little content to get 3,000 views or 1,000 views off the rip, like that was like different. I was like, okay, I had something going. At first I just started talking about, like good things of like people who were away for a long time, maybe came home from the incarceration system. And then I started talking about, maybe because I used to be indulging in the industry of music and stuff like that, I started talking about stuff like how I met certain people, and it was doing very well. It wasn't until the conspiracy theories that may have been, thought of or said, but it would start talking about politics and business, and even sometimes when you use the word religion, because you have to make sure that you say things correctly, because you can't influence the people. I didn't know that with YouTube. I thought it was freedom of expression, freedom of speech, and whatever you want to, and it is. It's just that the algorithm will not support the things that you do when you're doing this in the algorithm. So being that this is going to be one of my first posts, right? Or this probably will be the first post. I'm going to test this one, and then I'm going to see how I do. As y'all look at the bottom, y'all look at the numbers, see it grow or how it may go. I want y'all to see in the future, as I keep doing this thing and as I keep developing, talking about the things that I'm doing, or in the manner in which I'm trying to shape and mold myself. I want y'all to get how it probably really works. And when sometimes you see a personality that you like, or you can understand some things. Because, I didn't know that sometimes when you're listening to a conversation, you may say, oh, wow, because that person said that word, I can't play it in front of somebody, but they had a great point to it. So simplify it. I want to see how the algorithm really works. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to roll with me on this journey. They saying now, with the algorithm, you're supposed to make longer videos, because that shows that you actually got people in tune and intact with the things you're doing, as opposed to making like shorts or short stories, because anybody can have somebody have a short attention span, but can you have them have a long attention span? And that's what they're trying to see with the creators of the people who are creating things and making things possible with content now, if that makes sense. So as I'm learning the algorithm and see how it really works, being a student of understanding, I hope that on this journey that you guys are able to understand how it really works. So when you do have something very important that you want to display for whatever amount of time, you can really understand the way it works. Because with streaming and how they have that process, because people really don't know the way it works, it almost seems like not to believe in something, or you can believe in something, as opposed to making something work for you or someone making it work for them, right? So that's basically what I'm trying to learn. And again, it's humility. I always try to tell people in conversation, never be biased. Like, always try to figure out if somebody's wrong, how you make them better, and for the person who's right, how to have them forgive. It seems like it's probably not what a person want to hear, but I just believe in energy. Sometimes we get angry, because something made it affect us and made us angry, but it's not like we wanted to be angry. So while we angry, we're not trying to figure out, why did I get angry, and how how can I fix me from not letting that person or let something make me angry? Because it wasn't within our power not to get angry that we allowed somebody to be able to do so. So with emotions, it's something very hard to control, you know, and we do understand that. Just give an example. So I want to be able to be the kind of person that's not biased about someone did something right or somebody did something wrong, but understanding how it can not affect somebody in the future or not affect myself. Because again, I get in situations where out of nowhere, I am sometimes feeling a little oppressed. And within that oppression, you know what I'm saying, when you don't do something about it, sometimes it may give you depression or suppression, where you just don't do anything. Or sometimes it can make you lash out or act out in a manner in which you may regret, succeed or whatever, but you know, it's something that you did not want, you know. So when I give content, I just try to be as unbiased as possible. Sometimes we get things wrong. We don't know the facts. Hearts be in the right place and we're trying to actually figure out things. Covering topics as far as, you know, what's going on the internet or going on in everyday life. If it's important for you to talk about, you know, no one can say how to talk about it. But as you learn yourself or the things that you're putting out, I guess it's for us to be able to say we stand for the things we stand for, you know. Sometimes it's not just about getting a dollar, or sometimes it's not about hurting people's feelings, or not just trying to be famous, or not just trying to basically do it. Sometimes we really do utilize these platforms because we believe that it's an instrument and a tool for us to be the best us. So we just need to learn how to be the best us. Keep striving and being persistent and consistent in what you believe in. You know, I'm not gonna say whether good or bad. All I'm saying is, you know how to become the best you. You know what I'm saying? The things that you do. That being said, I hope this is about 5 minutes. I haven't really looked at the camera to see. I'm gonna take a little peekity peek. 7 minutes. Cool. 10-minute mark supposed to be good before a 7-minute video. Just to put a title of, you know what I'm saying, how the YouTube algorithm I learned how the YouTube algorithm is what I want to give you as a topic. Try it. See your voice content, the way you use your voice. If you even listen to music, some people music is good, but their voice could be irritating, or sometimes their voice could be pleasant. It has something to do with the ear. So if you have to train yourself to do it the correct way, it's almost like a news anchor when they talk the same way, or you say, yo, well, that's the format or the frequency that people relate to. So we have to learn that. And even if we saw someone that may be such as ourselves, or we think is the same way, it has to be something about them that they're delivering that has the masses believing in what they're talking about, or even wanting to indulge or listen to it. So try to figure that out. You know what I'm saying? Unbiased, man. The word unbiased is a very important word. It just means not being on nobody's side, never being on somebody's side, never picking sides, but also trying to figure out what's the solution to things. If I go against you, you have every right to go against me. So to be unbiased, I got to figure out how not to go against you. And if you go against me, the reaction is for me to go against you, but I also got to learn how to be on the defensive where I don't even need to go against you. So that's the important thing with being unbiased. You know, when you're biased, you're targeting something. And if you target something, it only calls for something to target you back. But if you're trying to figure out solutions in which, you know, you're not trying to target anything and trying to stop something from targeting you, you have I think a upper level on, you know what I'm saying, grasping something that's very important. Not saying that sometimes you do not have to go and accept challenges, but you have to choose the correct challenges. There's a lot of people out there today that wish they could be here. There's a lot of people that's not here, and a lot of people that regret the challenges that they accepted. There's a lot of people who overcame, went past adversities, and they are successful. So the challenges that people choose sometimes are very important. So just taking it back to what I'm talking about, the algorithm of this new space that we in. This is Newman space on YouTube. This is my space that I'm at. And in this space, I'm learning, I'm evolving, I may say some things that is very far out. It may even sound alienated, meaning distant, because alien means distant. It just means it's distant from you. Something you may not know of, a conversation you may not have heard of before, but in variations. In the world, we still have the word alien, which means far out. It could be far out from intelligence, far out from a land they was at, far out from something. The human is alienated if the human is not around the other human, if that makes sense. But so sometimes I may say conversations like that would it sound very crazy if I were to say it in another way. But just to break it down, how alien just means to be distant from somebody else, within conversation, within physical, or within mental. So there are people that has been around more years than you have been, so you can agree they probably know more than you do, and you wouldn't understand them. So not understanding that person may alienate you, but when you get the understanding, you can come to another level. So when you further out from people, almost like they say in biblical terms, as far as with Christ, if you know more of, you know, you're not going to be accepted by, and things like that, of that nature, stuff like that. So I go into stuff like that. And then I also talk about, you know, stuff that's happening in the actual communities, maybe, you know, from a lot of different topics. So I just don't want to sound too far out. I want to be in with the people, so I'm not alienated, and I don't sound like I'm making sense or it can't be comprehended, because I have more intellect than you do. I want it to be simplified in a manner where, oh, I get what he's saying. Because when I have conversation with my friends, buddies, or people, I'm not satisfied in a conversation if they don't go, oh, I get what you're saying. All right? So knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Knowledge is to know, wisdom is to be wise, wisdom is to, you know, see, understanding is to utilize the tool, the knowledge, and the wisdom, and create understanding out of it as the tool, as the utensil, as the power, as a process. So with that being said, because I think I'm rambling now, the algorithm really works with people who have genuine content or are giving genuine stuff to the universe. This is not for my friends. This is not for my family. This is particularly me giving out content for whoever grasps it. So I understand that. I'm not saying it's a certain amount of demographic. A 13-year-old might hear what I said and can comprehend. A 64, 20, whoever may comprehend because the way I'm delivering my message, if that makes sense. I.e., meaning an example, if I did a rap song and I put a lot of belligerence, which is cursing and stuff like that, yeah, people can understand it, but only a certain amount of people will want to. So that would limit my conversation of the actual people I can get it out to. Doesn't mind if I'm only focusing on my fans and friends, then the message got across. But if I'm trying to make the message bigger than that, I have to change the language, the conversation, and put words in it in a manner, in an algorithm where the world can accept it and it be friendly to their ears. Hope that made sense. I'm off this, I'm out. Newman Spaces.